Hey everybody, it's Jasmine. Welcome to another segment of That's All Talk, where I literally talk about what's on my mind. This is like my third time trying to film this intro because I cannot get my words out for the life of me, yet I am in the mood to talk. I woke up this morning and I said, oh, she's not gonna make any sense. So this one is really gonna be a whirlwind. So say the Pledge of Allegiance and let's get started. Now, I have so much to talk about today. First of all, I want to talk about my makeup. Half of it's discontinued makeup. I don't want to hear it. I'm sorry in advance. I did film a tutorial for TikTok, so I'll link it in the description box below. So take a screenshot. You know what? It's discontinued and there's no duping. I don't think you could dupe the original. So take a screenshot, find something similar and work with it because I'm not gonna be the one to find a dupe for you. I'm so sorry. And that's another thing that I'm gonna get into later. That's another topic, but I wanna talk about me and my birthday first because girl, I spent a week and a half celebrating my birthday, almost 2 weeks. Actually, let me just say 2 weeks because I was booked and busy in a good way. Now, let's start off with the family trip that I went on to Disney. Now this family trip was actually postponed because my parents couldn't get time off, and then my sister's pregnant right now. So, you know, there was just so many factors. So we had to go during this week, which happened to be around spring break. So, you know, Disney around spring break, it's just not ideal. Simply a mess, simply just, I don't want to be here. But it was because we haven't gone on a family vacation in like 7 years. I'm not exaggerating. And so this was like the only time. But can I complain? Because listen, if there's one thing that I love to do, it's complain. And I'm a complainer. But I don't want resolutions. I just want to complain and talk. So that's exactly what this segment's all about. Just me complaining and me talking out my ass. Why is it that immigrant parents love to invite the whole village? Why not invite the whole Cambodia? Why not invite all of Cambodia to go to Disneyland? Why not? Because like I said, it was supposed to be an intimate family trip. So it was 6 people. So it was me, my sister, my sister's boyfriend, my sister's 1.5-year-old, my mom, my dad. That's already a lot of people. If you know Disney, you know that 6 people is kind of almost verging too much. My parents decided to invite my aunt and uncle, and you know, I'm not gonna get into it because my parents were like, you're just so disrespectful, yada, yada, yada. Maybe I'm just too American, but anyways, they invite them. So it was just a pain in the butt to get them tickets because now we're buying last minute tickets and the reservations for the parks already sold out. So the only way to get them in was to buy Park Hopper. Park Hopper during spring break? Already so expensive. I'm not even gonna get into the financials, but let's just say it was expensive. The stars were aligning and saying no. But we ended up bringing them anyway. We had a good time. It was kind of difficult navigating 8 people now, 2 of which older than my parents. So that was difficult in navigation, but we got there, and I would say my highlight for that trip in particular was definitely being alone with my sister. Because I love my sister. I literally love her so much. And I know before, years ago, I mentioned in, you know, old YouTube videos that I don't get along with my sister. I take it back. After I turned 22, me and my sister are like this. We decided, you know what, during the pandemic, I think, you know, we might actually be sisters. And that just like really opened up our eyes to the fact that we could get along. Yeah. So me and my sister were really, really close, and I really love the fact that we were able to do things by ourselves. And sometimes like I don't want to say like by ourselves, like we were off just together the whole time, but you know, we were off with her baby, and then we were off with her baby daddy, and it was just really nice to kind of have like, I guess like a younger group and then regroup as a larger group later in the day and then split off and then come back. But there were times where it was just me and my sister because everyone wanted to leave the park. So it was just really nice. And of course, you guys know I'm a Disney adult, which I know is kind of cringe. It's kind of cringe to say, but I don't know why this arm is so itchy, but it's literally just like, I think I might have an allergic reaction or a bug bite here. Anyways, it was just really nice to spend that quality time with my sister and being able to navigate her towards places that she wanted to eat at. And you know, it was just really awesome. And then there was a time where I was literally overstimulated, overwhelmed, because we just had too many people in our group and the baby was crying. They needed to take the baby to the hotel to sleep. And my sister looks at me, she goes, "Would you like to stay here alone?" And I said I would. And I've never gone to Disney alone. And let me tell you, I think that was probably another key highlight, just roaming around Disneyland by myself, going into single riders. I went on Web Slingers and I smoked a family. Yeah, I was not there to play. The kids were looking at my score. They were like, I said, look. Anyways, that was probably one of my favorite things ever. It was also Food and Wine Festival, so I was able to eat to my heart's content. I drank, of course I did. I did get a little turnt. Yeah, it was just really, really fun. And yeah, to end the night on our last day, it was just me and my sister to watch World of Color. And I think that was like also just really, really special. So it was really good. We also ate at this really good spot in like kind of close to Disneyland. It's a Vietnamese place. I wrote it down. So let me just say it for the video in case you wanted to go there. It's Brodard. Oh, so good. So good. And we also ate at Yup Duck before we went home, and that was so spicy. We got extra mild. Extra mild. No place ever offers an extra mild as an option. We did. I felt like my asshole was literally burning. Anyways, so good. After that, I came home. I had one day to rest and kind of like do any like last minute things. And then the next day, which was Friday, I had my dinner with my friends. Now that day I had planned to do like a whole thing. I wanted to, you know, go out, run some errands. I wanted to go buy myself a cake. And that day my boyfriend had gone to work. Tell me why my boyfriend takes my car keys, which also has the house key and the garage key, and he leaves it inside my car, which is in the garage. We only have 2 keys. We don't have a spare because we just moved in here. We just moved here. We don't have a spare yet. We do now, but he leaves it in my car, and I was like, oh, okay, so now I can't run my errands and now I can't do X, Y, and Z. So I call his dad and I'm like, hey, did you happen to have a spare key or anything like that? And he goes, no, you never gave me one. And by the grace of God, I swear by the grace of God, my boyfriend's dad was like, you know what? I'm gonna drive to, Kyle's the name of my boyfriend. He's like, I'm gonna drive to Kyle. I'm gonna grab his keys. I'm gonna come back to where you guys are. We're gonna unlock the car and do everything. So I'm like, period. Thank you so much. So within like an hour or 2, he like gets the key, he comes here, I'm saved, I'm freed. Then he's like, oh, let's go to lunch together. So I'm driving in my car, and you know, I have a lot of peace of mind in my car. A lot of my TikToks are filmed in my car, surprisingly, because it's a safe space for me. It's always been a safe space for me. I'm in my car, now I'm calm. And I thought to myself, Sydney, remember her? She's my friend from Hawaii. Sydney bought me a birthday gift that was supposed to come in the mail. And I had forgotten about it until that specific time. So I checked the tracking link. It said it was delivered on March 29th. What day was my dinner? April 5th. We got issues, we got problems, we need to solve them. So now I'm freaking out because I was like, oh, that thing that she got me, that she sent to me, I was gonna wear it tonight for the dinner. So where is it? Which got me all like messed up. So I'm eating lunch with my boyfriend's parents, my in-laws, and I was just like, yeah, you know, I checked the tracking link and it's like not at my place, it's not at the mailbox, whatever. So he's like, okay, well, why don't you go to USPS and try and figure it out. So I go to the local one that was near where we were eating, and she's like, I can't help you here. You have to go to the main office. And luckily the main office is less than a mile to where I live. But I was out eating lunch, so I went to the one that was closer to there. So I'm like, okay, let me go there. So I go there, the lady helping me out, it's stolen. Alongside another package that I was anticipating that was a replenishment of some makeup for my makeup kit. And I was like, okay. So she gives me a piece of paper. She's like, you need to call this number. You need to report it as stolen. So I'm over here like, I've checked everything twice. Like, I don't know what else I need to do. And so at this point, I'm like, shit, time is literally running out, because I woke up that morning at like 7:30 in the morning, got my keys at around like 12 o'clock. Now it's about like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and I'm like, girl, my dinner reservation's at 6:30. We need to leave the house at 5 because I have to drop my bunny off at my sister's house because I leave for vacation the next day. So I was like, oh my God. I was like, I am pinched for time. And at this point, I'm freaking out. I'm sweating. My armpits are literally dripping. So I go back to my mailbox and I'm like, I'm missing. I feel like I'm missing something. I have to be missing something because there's like nothing is adding up. Sure enough, I open up my mailbox. There's a small piece of paper that's literally redirecting me to the post office that I was just at, the one that's like less than a mile from my place. So I'm in line, and by the way, I was in line earlier that day for 40 minutes. I backed up the line. You know how embarrassing that is? I was the fucking problem. So anyway, I go back, the line is still backed up. I finished my makeup at this point, so it's an hour had already passed. So I go back, and I go back to the same lady. There was 2 people in the register. I go back to the same lady and I hand her the piece of paper. She goes, oh my God, the packages were here this whole time. Yes, I'm happy that my packages were there the whole time, but why didn't you check while I was here instead of just saying, oh, it was stolen? Because you had my name, you had my address. You had literally all my information. So was it that easy to just check? Anyways, I get my stuff, I go to dinner, I have an amazing time with my friends. We had dinner and we went to the arcade and it was just so much fun. I won a couple of things from the little claw machine and it was just so fun. So the next day, my boyfriend and I, we flew out to Vegas, and I also had an amazing time at Vegas. I got to eat some really good food. Some notable places that we ate at were Vanderpump à Paris, which was in the Paris Hotel. So good. I would say out of the entire trip, that was the best food that I had. So fresh. It was filling, but you didn't feel like gross and lethargic after. Like you just felt good, like satiated, good. You want more, you want a couple more drinks. It was so, so good. For my actual birthday, we saw Piff the Magic Dragon. I cannot shut up about this because it was so, so magical. If you watch America's Got Talent, you know who he is, but he's a comedian and magician, and he is one of my absolute favorite acts on that show. So when Kyle asked me, who do you want to see in Vegas? I was like, I have to see him, duh. And he happened to have a show on my birthday. And when we were watching him, he asked the audience, I'm looking for a loving couple in the audience. I said, me. Both arms shot up in the air. And I know I have social anxiety. I talked about it here. I've talked about it on all of my social media platforms. Somehow, some way, I had no social anxiety. Somehow, some way, I had energy and I was extroverted for the first time in my life. And that was scary to me. That was crazy. It was crazy. But I was part of his act, Kyle was part of his act, and it was so amazing. Because we were part of the act, we got wristbands to cut the line to his meet and greet, and we got to meet him, talk to him on a personal level, and he was so sweet, so kind, and I'm just so happy that we were able to like see him. Yes, Vegas was amazing. I did gamble. I did lose $120, but that's neither here nor there. So all that matters is that it was an experience. Yes. So I had an amazing birthday. After we came back, I had work, and then I hung out with my cousin who wasn't able to go to my birthday dinner, and he treated us out to some axe throwing, and we had dinner, and that was so fun. I've never gone axe throwing before, but just such a good birthday like trip. I just cannot have asked for like anything better. Like I truly felt like this was the best birthday. Yes, there was things that pissed me off, and I will talk about it now, but overall, that was like the best. It was so awesome. So now let's take I'm talking about me. Let's take a break and just recollect my thoughts and talk about things that pissed me off. I'm back with my childhood strawberry shortcake blanket, and this is my depression blanket. It keeps me at bay, and it keeps me safe and sound. I am just a little bit chilly. I could put on a jacket. I could put on a longer sleeve shirt, but I'd rather be in my blanket. Anywho, so I wanted to complain about the fact that sometimes people just can't Google. Because I've been on social media for 10 years now, and I've gotten a fair share of comments that were like, oh, you know, where can I get this? And I'm just like, Google it. I literally showed you in the video. Or for example, let me give you a good example. I recently reviewed on my TikTok Kami-sama Kiss, because I have a whole playlist where I talk about my anime review. So if you want to watch that, it's on my TikTok. And I mentioned that Kami-sama Kiss had OVA episodes, but they're not easily accessible, so I had to go search and find it on a very sketchy website. So I didn't link the website because it's up to your own discretion if you want to go on that sketchy website. And plus, I don't want to be liable if you get a virus off that website. One wrong click and it's like, you know, you can tell you can get a virus. You know what I mean? So I mentioned that in the video, and people are like, you need to link it. Where can I watch it? Like, girl, just Google it. Google Kami-sama Kiss OVA. Google Kami-sama Kiss sequel episodes. Just like how I did. Or for example, like if I'm eating something, like say I'm eating the bulldog noodles, right? And someone's like, where can I buy bulldog noodles? And it's just like, girl, just Google it. I don't know, like, am I rude? Like, am I just rude? Because sometimes I also get comments like, oh, like, where did you get that makeup brush? And then I'm just like, oh, I got it off of sigma.com. And they're like, oh, thank you. And then they're just like, do you know if they ship to me? And it's like, girl, I don't work for them. Go look for yourself. Like, what? I must be the asshole. I must be like, listen, I'm just here complaining. I'm sure someone knows what I'm talking about. Because the thing is like, I don't gatekeep, but it's just like, I cannot hold your hand through the entire process of, oh, how much is shipping? How much, do they give free shipping? Can they send it to me? Like, I can't look for yourself. Look. I can't. Oh, and if I can complain about Disney, if I could complain about Disney and the vacation, and I know my immigrant children, I'm immigrant children, my immigrant children viewers will understand. I know y'all will have my back. You guys will hold my hand in unison, and you guys will tell me you're right, because I am right. What is up with our parents and our entire like older generation always on Facebook Live? Can we talk about that? Because no one's watching. No one's watching. And yet you're literally here talking through the entire It's a Small World with your flash on. Like, girl, put it away. And I'm not dissing my family who came. I'm like, my mom included, auntie included. I mean, I might as well diss my whole family, right? I'm generalizing our entire older generation. What is up? I need like a genuine explanation on what is up. Because why? What is the reason? Because I think in my head, I'm thinking, why can't you just take simple videos and photos and upload it on your Facebook? Because then you can put it in an album and then you can, you know, look through it and like show people if you want to show people, keep it as a momentum for yourself so that you can reflect back on it. But with your Facebook Live, I know you're not going to rewatch it. No one's tuning into the Facebook Live. No one's watching it after you've uploaded it. I'm a hater. No, like you can call me a certified hater because I am. And I think the older that I grow, I think my patience has definitely dwindled to the point where I have none. Because, you know, a couple years ago, I'd probably be like, you know, they're just doing them, you know, let them live. And now I'm just like, I can't. Because now it's inconvenient because now your battery's dead on your phone. Oh, do you have a spare charger? No. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a bitch. Like, I'm so sorry, but like now, like, I'm a bitch to myself. Like, I will never say this out loud to people like, oh, like, do you have a spare charger? I will give you the spare charger. In my head, I'm saying no. In my head, I'm like, you should have brought one. You should have been prepared if you knew you were gonna be on Facebook Live all day, every day. You should have known. But that's just me. And you know what? Yes, I should get that as my first tattoo, certified hater. I'm gonna get it on my shoulders where I itch. Certified and hater. Yeah. Hater on my right arm because I'm dominant. Hater. It would be perfect. It would actually be so perfect. Another thing that I hate is when I'm eating and something is too crunchy. And I know that is also just like a very different topic, but you know, like when you're on TikTok and like people are like showing you like garlic bread, let's do garlic bread. And then they do the thing with the knife and it goes, shh, shh, and then they bite it and you know that thing is like biting into a slab of rock. A slab of rock, hot, not even hot molten lava because that's not even gonna be hard. It's like solidified lava. What are you talking about? Like, that cannot be good. And whenever I have things that are too cooked, too burnt, it hurts me. It hurts me physically. And that I can't. I'm a hater. I am. And so I just don't, I can't. I fucking can't. Like, I like softer foods. I like a minimal crunch. You know, I like a crunch, but I like it to the point where I'm not gonna be chewing for days on end and my temples are gonna be sore because my jaw is going up and down for the millionth time that day. Anywho, I was thinking about the other day when we were driving to Disney, I was thinking about something that gave me the ick. And when I tell you this, it's going to give you the ick. And you are also going to be a certified hater. You are. I had an ex-boyfriend where when he got canker sores, instead of like doing a salt water rinse and spitting out the salt water, because the salt water is supposed to be like a saline solution and kind of like clear the area of bacteria and everything, he would drink the salt water. Not even gargle, just drink it straight up. You might as well drink the ocean. You might as well go up into the ocean and open your mouth and swallow. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Have y'all ever swallowed salt water and you're just like you want to throw it up? What do you mean you're gonna drink a full thing of salt water? Oh my God. thinking about that gives me the ick. Like, I want to throw up thinking about it. And that's another thing. The older that I get, the more queasy I am. I used to have a stomach of steel. Thinking about something like that, no. No. And he's an ex for a reason. He's an ex for a reason. What do you mean? What do you mean you salsa ordered? That is crazy to me. So crazy. Crazy. Earlier I mentioned my makeup look and how it's like half of discontinued makeup. The lip liner that I'm wearing is the ILuvSarahii in Colourpop Curvii. If you guys have been here for, you know, my 2016 days, you know that Curvii is my everything, and it still is. It is like the perfect lip liner. I feel like nothing compares. The formula, the color, the way it lasts on my lips, just absolute perfection. So I made a TikTok of course, the tutorial for this look, but then I also went on Instagram and I made a story about, you know, there's just something about discontinued makeup, and I tagged ILuvSarahii and she DM'd me. Look at our conversation. And I told her, I mean, I didn't know she was gonna read my next message, but I said renew that contract, and she goes, I wish, but that's not how collaborations work. And I know that's not how collaborations work, but I'm delusional. I am delusional, and I would like to think that that's how they work, where they just sign off on a piece of paper and they just come out. So she confirmed. She confirmed that she cannot bring back her collaboration, which is fine. It's okay. I'm very sad about it, but at the end of the day, it's just makeup, and I'm just telling myself that. But there is like makeup that just has sentimental value to it, and this has sentimental value. I have so many of Karen's collaborations with Colourpop, like her first quad eyeshadows with Colourpop before Colourpop even had eyeshadow palettes. I have them. I literally have them. Like, when I tell you, like, I'm in love with her, I'm like, I love it, and I keep those because they are sentimental to me. And it was before Colourpop was well known for their eyeshadow palettes. Like, they at this time, like, they were known for like their lippy pencils. No, it was like their actual like lippy sticks, and they were known for their Super Shock shadows at the time. So really, like, this was Colourpop's like stepping stone with Karen's collaboration, and then she collabed with them again with like more lip products, and I'm just like, there's like just something so special about this. Anyways, I feel very old. I feel very, very old. Also, someone tagged me on my business Instagram, like, get to know your makeup artist. One of the questions were, how long have you been in business? You wanna know how long I've been in business? The same amount of time as I've been making YouTube videos. 10 years. That, you know, I mention it a lot. 10 years. You guys have seen me here when I was in high school. High school, graduation, college graduation, literally me going through a mental health crisis, having a hiatus, and coming back. That is so insane and wild to me. Like, I think about the journey, and I think about how we got here, and it's just so incredible to me that I went through all the shit that I did and somehow was able to document some parts of it on my YouTube channel. Like, it is so crazy. And just also thinking about doing makeup on clients for the past 10 years. Yes, I started off with my friends, but it's so amazing to hear that I get clients who are like, oh my God, I've been following you for years, and I've always wanted to get my makeup done by you. And I cannot put words together to express how appreciative and how happy I am to have built somewhat a community, because there have been so many times where I felt throughout my journey with makeup as well as social media and just in general, where I just felt like I wasn't doing enough. Like, I have been so jealous and envious of other people and what they have accomplished, when I failed to take a step back and really take a look at what I've accomplished. And when I did one of my last like get ready with me's here on my YouTube channel, you know, I talked about how I felt like I was not good enough for social media, and my boyfriend pulled up a whole Reddit page where people were like, oh my god, I love that so yin. The other day, literally earlier this week, on Monday, I did a wedding and she was like, I found you on Reddit. I am just so appreciative. Like that to me is just so crazy, and it sucks not being able to see your value because it really hinders your growth. But also at the same time, it really humbles you. And yeah, I don't know. Like I'm forever grateful. Like I know I talk about how grateful I am, but I truly am, because social media and like doing my job is really what makes me feel like me. And I know that, you know, not a lot of my clients know that I'm a certified hater, but I just feel like when I come into this space, like I can be me, and I could just like talk about things that are so real, and I could just talk my ass off about just random things that some people might totally understand, and some people just are just like, you know, I'm just here for the ride. And that's what I really love, and that's really why I created my YouTube channel in the first place. It's because I felt like I never had a voice anywhere, and to be able to just like sit down and talk about bullshit, like I love that. I love it. I love talking about bullshit. Like that's my favorite thing. And the older I get, the more I realize that I hate being conservative. Like I hate being modest. Like if that's like even a thing to like really say, like I feel like I have so much personality in me, and I feel like I have so much to say, and I have so many opinions, and yeah, they might be some bullshit opinions, and I might not be taking life that seriously, but it's just like I just feel like the older I get, the more I just want to talk and have fun with life and just be a little bit more carefree, because we often forget, like we're always like in a space where like we have to be professional, we have to like put our best face forward, we always have to be role models. Like no we don't. And I mentioned it also, like, you guys think I'm an influencer? Who am I influencing? Like, I'm just being me. I'm not trying to influence you to buy jack shit. You know, I'm not influencing you to dress a certain way. I'm not influencing you to do anything. Like, if anything, I'm influencing you to just be you. Just do you, bitch. Like, that's it. That's literally it. Just be yourself, and like, it will better your mental health. And I think like that's like the best outcome. Like just better your mental health and just be you. I hope you had a really good pep talk. Can I just really quick say how in love I am with Bang Chan from Stray Kids? I'm literally in love with him. Like if I wasn't dating Kyle, I'd be shooting my shot. I think that man is so fine. He is so fine. Christopher, if you're watching, I literally love you. Like I'm actually like in love with you. I'm also in love with my 3 boyfriends from Love and Deep Space. So I am currently in a relationship with 5 people. 3 of which are not even real. 1 of which doesn't even know I exist, and 1 is actually my boyfriend. So unfortunately I am delusional, but that's what's getting me by. This is probably gonna be my last topic for today, but I just don't have an appetite. It's super weird because my body is going through like fluctuations, and I know I'm getting to that age where my body is changing, my metabolism is getting a lot slower. But I was really devastated when I was in Vegas because I went to the Bacchanal buffet, which is a pretty expensive buffet, and I was upset that I got full after 1 plate of food. because a couple years ago, I could have probably eaten 3, and that's, I know, big back activities, but my metabolism used to be so fast and so slay. But now, like, yeah, I'm still like kind of skinny, and yeah, I still have a fast metabolism compared to, like, you know, some people, but like in terms of like me comparing myself to me, I feel that I cannot have big back activities anymore. And that's really sad. It's really depressing. I was actually telling my sister, I was like, that's like really sad, because I'm trying to eat my money's worth at a buffet. It's all you can eat. And why is it that one plate is all I can eat? That's not right. It doesn't sit right with me. So I'm not sure if I'm just having like gut issues, because I also noticed that that's been a thing with me. I did mention in one of my last like That's All talks where I've been having a lot of heartburn, which is a little bit unusual because it's been happening quite frequently. So I'm just like wondering if my appetite and my heartburn are connected to something with my gut, where I'm just like not digesting properly, and maybe I need to have more probiotics, maybe I need to increase some fiber, whatever the case may be. I'm like trying to figure it out, but I hate it. Get it away from me. I just, you know, at least 2 plates at a buffet. Come on, at least like give me something, because like that's rude. That is so rude. What do you mean 1 plate? I think I'm gonna head out because I haven't eaten all day today, and it's 2:52 p.m. I haven't eaten dinner last night. Like, when I tell you I haven't really had an appetite, it's like crazy. Do I have a tapeworm? Do I have a tapeworm? I don't know. I shouldn't. I'm not, girl, I'm not that crazy. Also, wouldn't you feel if you have a tapeworm? Because I've seen like the videos like where people would like poop out like a 6-foot long tapeworm. Like you didn't feel that like in your stomach? You didn't feel it? Like something moving? Anywho, that kind of like freaks me out a little bit. But anyways, I hope that you guys really, oh, there goes my voice. I hope you guys really enjoyed this one, and thank you guys again for just sitting down, listening to me talk. I hope that you guys are having a really good day. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes, if you sent me any. I really had an amazing time, and I hope that I'm able to, again, film more videos for you guys, because I don't want to neglect my YouTube channel. Like, I want to continue putting out videos because I absolutely love it. I love just sitting down in one place and talking. So thank you guys for staying here. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye. Peace out, Girl Scouts.